It's your girl Jay back at it again with the general tarot reading for this full moon in Gemini that we are having on December 18th or 19th, depending on where you are in your time zone and whatnot. You can Google that. The overall energy that I really got in for this is exchange. There will be an exchange between you and the divine. And the stillness, the quiet, the clarity, the answers, the directions, the guidance, the roadmap, your ability to find your line. It's there if you reach for it. Should you reach for it, there will be an exchange. Woo! So yes, Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything for daily tarot readings. Check out my Instagram, justj_everything. Check out your sun, moon, and rising. Sagittarius season videos came in hot and heavy and intense, and I was, yes, do it. Reach out. And even though we're at the tail end of Sagittarius season, that's the best part about those videos. Watching them at the beginning and then watching them at the end are going to be two very different experiences. Try me. I don't say that shit for fucking views. I don't need, anyway. I love you. There's that Gemini, the Gemini mouth, that slick mouthedness coming out. For everything else, other dope shit that I do, check out my website, justjeverything.com. So this full moon will be happening in the wee hours, so I suggest that if you do rituals with water or set your crystals out, do it before you go to bed. The sun is in Sagittarius and the moon is in Gemini and in perfect opposition, and that is what formulates a full moon. And so I'm even getting explanatory. Oh my God, I'm even talking like a Gemini right now, breaking it down, which is not my strong suit. There is going to be shifts in communication. This is Gemini we're talking about. Interaction. And I do feel like there is a sacred exchange. Dare I say sacred exchange? That's going to manifest for everybody differently how you want to. There could be important realizations or interactions or exchanges with siblings, information coming in, important communications coming in, or just actually hearing from them, or there being some movement or some sort of memory coming up, or it's going to manifest differently for us all. I also feel like short trips, short distance trips, road trips, even you taking the scenic route to work, maybe switching up the way that you go to work, or I just literally envisioned me doing it tomorrow. Just I'm gonna see how I can get there from here, so I can just learn your city, really explore, expand, let your mind really get curious. That's going to be a thing that comes up. I also feel like another important theme that is going to be released or noticed at least is mirroring. Gemini is the twins. And so there is going to be kind of moment. And I want you guys to remember any of the gripes that you're having about other people or the things that are triggering you in other people is some shit that's being mirrored back to you. I'm sure even me just saying that reminded me of 1,000 things that just irritated me. Sorry, that was for me. Let me clean these cards, please. Oh, okay. Because we were asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for everyone watching. But there could be like one of those moments where it's just like, oh shit, let that settle in, let that hit. Because I do think there is something about polarity. There is something special in that opposition. There's something like being able to see the fullness. It's interesting, even like looking at my ring light, my little like ring light that's like up here. It's like this perfect opposition of the luminaries. It's interesting because when I was in a band, my band's name is Jay and the Light. So, light reflecting light, shadow reflecting shadow, light faced with shadow, light and darkness coming together. You know what I mean? So there is going to be, I feel like some, seeing like the strings pulled in someone's mind by way of conversation. I think that is going to be really important. But this is also going to be really erratic and maybe kind of like restless energy. Erratic and restless emotional energy, especially. Kind of being able to notice like the flip-flop between like the cute and curious Gemini to like the fucking like dark holy shit like other part of Gemini. They're high up there on the serial killer list. Love you. I'm just kidding. I fuck with Gemini. It's heavy. I love Gemini. I'm an Aries. Fire and air. Are you kidding me? Keep a couple Geminis on deck. Just, you know. But either way, speaking of, the next thing I said was exposure. And look at me exposing myself. Anyway, that could be a thing that's coming up too. People may start to tell on themselves in some sort of way. Or you may be able to like just notice like, okay. Interesting. That kind of energy. But either way, some area or arena in your life will be getting a slate cleaned. Somewhere. And I did a thing. Oh my gosh. Y'all know I gotta hit you with the handy dandy inside degrees. Hold on. All right, back at it again. So this full moon is happening at 27 degrees Gemini. Squadron knows how I feel about the number 27. It's my lucky number, and anyway. So Elias Lonsdale, his description of the 27th degree of Gemini is much food stored in a cool cave. Taking your greatest attributes, tucking them away for safekeeping, and going on without them. Daring yourself to operate without the huge advantage of knowing everything ahead of time. Ooh, already getting called out. Sorry, because I'm reading this blind with you guys. I go in with you for this. You know I love this part. Anyway, okay. Daring yourself to operate without the huge advantage of knowing everything ahead of time, and dropping down into the position of moving by primal instincts. Each moment naked and following the live track of what arises, turning yourself into a wide, open, vastly impressionable, fluent, and flexible frontline participant, but keeping on ice the most astounding array of greater gifts, the ones that are too much for this world now, and being quiet inwardly, assured that sooner or later you can and will draw upon and tap into the greater frequencies of awareness in order to take the path even further along than spontaneous presence could begin to imagine. If there's anything Elias Lonsdale does is he writes a beautiful ass run-on sentence. So it's so like interpretive and channeled. So, okay, let me read that last sentence again because goodness gracious. And being quiet inwardly assured that sooner or later you can and will draw upon and tap into greater frequencies of awareness in order to take the path even further along than spontaneous presence could begin to imagine. It also helps when you read the sentence the right way. This motherfucker here, I'm telling you, okay, Uranus, we're getting ready to have a Saturn-Uranus square. Uranus is getting ready to go direct in like January. It's the electric energy, like it just, yes, shit is a buzz. Things are shifting. So, whoo. For this full moon in Gemini, we ask for light it if you got it, hydrate. Because we're asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Gemini. Now, Gemini rules the lungs, so empty yours. Empty your lungs. Feel that. There are big shifts and emotional cycles that are definitely coming in. That erratic, restless, emotional energy. Get the water out of the frame. And so, please show us, what is this full moon in Gemini going to be ushering in? I mean, full moons are about release and letting go. But with Gemini, there's that twin, there's that polarity there that it's like just as something leaves, something enters. And that's what I want to lean into. Wow. The sun. This all came out sideways. So I want to take it reversed, honestly. Yeah, I want to take it reverse. The sun, the world reversed, and the Four of Cups reversed. Because I feel like the divine has been showing you and revealing things. There may be things that get revealed that are uncomfortable because the divine is kind of like tired of trying to get our attention on getting our attention in regards to like what we know, what cycles we know are done. There may be some realization that I feel like wants to come in regards to success, your concept of success, your physical energy, your vitality. Maybe something coming in about a Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, or an old, outdated cycle. Maybe there's a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio around that is really in a place of nostalgia or in the place of the past, or maybe in an escapism kind of mode, or focusing a lot on the past. I do feel like what this is going to be bringing in are, it's like, it's weird because I just heard like scissors cut in my ear, and it feels like the realizations that we've wanted to deny for a long time, we won't be able to anymore. And these old emotional, sexual, spiritual cycles that we've been so closed off, unaware of the divine trying to bring in something new, replenish our spirit. It's just like, okay, we've done it we've let you do it your way. Now it's time to clear this up. King of Wands again, Seven of Cups, King of Wands, Nine of Swords reversed. It's interesting. There may be somebody that you are interested in or trying to date, or you yourself may be like having legal issues or not hearing back from your lawyer or not getting the news that you want. Maybe thinking that something is unfair. I'm not keeping that, but that's not for everybody. But there is Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck says, I feel like some of you have not been able to dream, daydream, play, and visualize and manifest and materialize all these things into your life because you haven't had the emotional or spiritual energy, because there's been so much self-sacrifice. You've had to show up for so many different people, all these different emotional tugs on your heart, like different, it's like tug of war and all these different directions. And some of you, this could be family, children, the duties of, you know, your commitments. For some, this is what I like to call like serial monogamy or something. It's like going from like relationship to relationship. There may be just so many like compares. I just saw 8:08 on the clock. So there's like so many cycles that I feel like are really ready to break, especially emotionally and spiritually. And it looks like the divine really wants to bring in, like, clear this slate, give you the opportunity to get to like tend to the shadow side of yourself, tend to the ways that you're filling your void. What are you feeding your void with? Are you even acknowledging that there's a void? Or is that like a conversation like we're not ready to have yet? That kind of thing. Okay. And so it's like the divine's going to really bring in like, hey, it's funny because normally this card does not have a hole in it. And so I just use my deck. My cards are just like all kinds of distorted. The ink is just like smudging off just by how much I use them. But I pay attention to what it creates, like what happens. So this little, and I think that's what's coming up for you guys too. It's like there is something about getting out of this like hard intellectualism. Like there are some things that will never ever be able to be explained by logic or reason. You are a motherfucking spirit having a human experience. Why are you letting like only logic lead? There is balance and scales for a reason. You are supposed to be able to intuit and to feel into things. And so by finding a healthy balance between logic and reason and spirit and seeing beyond the fucking veil, understanding that there is a fucking veil. We are dimensional beings out here. It's just like, oh, we're just like on this floating rock. Paying bills. You know what I mean? Like, it's... You may be around people like that too. That could be something that's coming up, is you being around people that struggle with the fact that there is a fucking veil. And even to like take it there and really get weird, it's just like there's layers upon layers. There's timelines upon timelines. How is it that you guys think that, oh my God, this reading and it felt like it was just for me and blah, 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 and this happened and that happened and you got this right on that. And it's like, this isn't me. I'm just able to be open to seeing the different timelines, to seeing the different fucking layers in here. Like, I'm not just sitting in my office, you know? And so that could be something, I mean, this is getting very Aquarian, it feels like even. But it is a very Gemini vibe of like playing devil's advocate, triggering thought, challenging you to think more, to think outside the box, to expand more. Like, we are vibrational beings. And so, anyway, okay. I'm not going to just sit here and yell. Y'all already know. A lot of you already know that. And I feel like maybe I'm voicing some of your frustrations with the people that you're around. There may be just like people that you are around that may just not get it, or like may not be on your level, or you have to meet them at a different level, and that's really up to you. I feel like everybody is worthy of education and information. And like, I heard a little kid today say, I love hearing other people's perspectives. And it's funny because I was just sitting there annoyed, like, please get the fuck out of the store and quit talking. I'm trying to film, blah, 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 blah. And then it was just so cute listening to his little like mind like think. He was just, and he said that him and his friends last night, this is important, I feel like, for someone. This kid couldn't have been more than like, couldn't have been over 13. And he's in this little witch shop, and he's talking about how, back in the reader room and I'm just listening. And he's talking to one of the owners about how him and his friends smoke weed. And last night they had a conversation about what if everything in the Bible was flipped, like the snake was actually the savior, what was depicted as God was actually the devil, and like if everything was flipped. And I was just like, this generation is out here already on it. Like, what? Whoa, like, and that's what I mean. There's something about polarity. Even, I didn't even think about that even when I wrote that down, but in mirroring, that is something that's going to be coming in. And what did I say? The sun reveals. And so there may be something uncomfortable that gets revealed. There may be something that goes a different way or doesn't go as planned. Something may be done that you know is done and it just really like shows that it's done. Or something may be like, wow, I thought I was going to have to change you, but you're actually like really helping to change me. And it's going to be different for everybody. Please clarify the sun. Please clarify the sun reversed. Even though it's reversed, the sun is still the fucking sun. It's still a luminary. It still reveals. It still is joy and success. Interesting, because this kept coming out for Chiron retrograde in Aries. 5 of Cups reverse, which is the end of this grief. And interesting, when I filmed this earlier, remember how I told y'all I was wearing my hoodie dress and it looks just like this? And now that I'm filming it and the card didn't come out in that Chiron video, it came out now. I'm not wearing that anymore. Freer, more exposed. I do feel like there could be some uncomfortable conversations that are meant to get this shadow and this heaviness and this void, this absence, this lack, whatever it is. It's like this ooze, like it needs to get out. It's like something that wants to, like, needs to be purged out of you. This non-belief or this grief, this loss. For some of you, there's still maybe someone where there was like a third-party situation that got out of hand, or defense mechanisms, coping mechanisms, substance abuse, alcohol abuse, overeating, even like deprivation, not sleeping. Like, there are habits, there are things that are coming up that are going to be uncomfortable, that are going to really help you acknowledge, hey, you're done with that cycle. Remember? Like, you're not doing that anymore. Or, hey, like, this is probably a better way to do this. And I feel like there is this, like, gentle, protected kind of energy that comes in. I also feel like some of you may be grieving the loss of a child. It could be a miscarriage or something of that nature, some kind of conversation that comes up, or a lover, or a loss of, either way, loss is loss. But energy never dies. And so I do want you to know that if you are suffering with loss, that it's important that you do what you can to venerate or honor the people that you have lost. And you always have access to them. And that's something that I said earlier. It's like you have access. Whoo! Okay. Okay. It's like you always have access to them. There was something that I said earlier, I don't remember verbatim, but it was like if you reach for it, you'll have it. The stillness, the quiet, the clarity. It's like if you reach for it, there can be a divine exchange. Some of you, I feel like, are leaning into mediumship, and that's going to be like, you'll figure that out. That's going to be something that's coming up. Oh, God. Sometimes it's hard for me to like have deeply spiritual exchanges on film because I have such a visceral experience with the spirit world. And I don't fuck around when I say that, like, there's like layers upon layers and it's so fucking intricate and designed and beautiful, and I can't believe I'm getting emotional. I'm on my period. But it's like, for as logical of a person as I am, like, I had to talk myself out of, like, I'm not fucking crazy. And the faith that it takes to do this shit, to, like, say this, like, because this is, like, bitches, women, bitches, excuse me, I always say bitches because I don't know your names individually. But women were, like, burned at the stake, fucking given hysterectomies, put in insane asylums for saying a fraction of the things. So, like, one fucking time for the humans that paved the way for us to be able to say the outlandish shit that spirit needs us to say in order to fucking move forward. Please clarify the world. Please clarify the world first. The Four of Pentacles reversed. Everything is coming out reversed. There's this mirroring, I'm telling you. Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Letting go of this old foundation, this old way, letting go of that lack mentality. Maybe letting go of this old way of thinking about this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's like, people fucking change. They're supposed to. People fucking learn lessons. But, like, this whole, like, no, people can't change, or once a cheater, always a cheater, or once blah, blah, blah. It's like, who is still, like, can we not move, like, operate in that paradigm anymore? There's just way too much information out there. Everybody in this, if you're watching this, under the sound of my voice, please go read Sex at Dawn. If that book was available, I feel like the family dynamic in the world would just be so fucking different. Sex at Dawn, D-A-W-N. And that's not just because I'm polyamorous. I feel like everybody needs to know the anthropological history and facts of the evolution of our species. Anyway, there are old foundations that are shifting, even for the weekend read, which governs this full moon, or is going to, anyway, has 2 4s in it. And there is that by hell or by, like, I keep wanting to say come hell or high water. Come hell or high water. That's for someone. But what I was saying, it's like through the fire or through the flood, there will be new foundations that are laid. And it's like you either go willingly or you go by force, but either way you're going to go. Either way. The grudges that you've been holding on to, or the ways that you've been keeping look at both of these cards are guarded, closed off, heart chakra closed off, inaccessible. This, this isn't energy or people that you would really like want to just easily like approach or walk up to you. And so I do feel like with these reversals, there is a shifting in your emotional, spiritual foundation, because you're also making shifts in your physical realm. I ain't no light worker. This is not all like crystals and fucking woo woo bullshit. You do work around here. You fuck with me, you're gonna do your spiritual work. If that means going to fucking therapy, then by golly, we going to therapy, bitch. But we're doing it together and we're ascending together. I love you. But it's just like letting go of this outdated way of thinking about money, this outdated way about thinking about your body, about being insecure, leading with money, leading with maybe financial domination or something of that nature. It's going to be shifting. Or doing stuff for free, doing stuff for everybody just out of the, not just the kindness of your heart, but like that self fucking sacrificing where some of you is just like, you can't help but give 110%. I don't know why I'm going so hard. This is Mercury. And so thank you, Mercury, but this is like the energy that I feel like needs to be like, exchanged. Sip on it. Okay. And what do we say as usual for this Four of Pentacles? If whatever you're holding on to this tightly, whatever it is going to be different for all of us. When you cling to something this tightly, you're inadvertently telling the divine that you don't trust it to bring what you actually want. And for some of you, you want abundance, you want money, you want your prosperity, you want to, feel free to do your business, to explore, to expand, to do more, to try more businesses, to do different things. And so I feel like there is an end of a cycle, an end of a financial cycle that's coming in for a lot of you. End of a cycle, especially with Venus going retrograde in Capricorn. Ooh! I love when the cards reflect the sky. Venus being retrograde in Capricorn until January 29th of 2022 is going to look like a shit ton of endings for a lot of people. And everybody's going to be all like in upheaval, this like rebellion, this craziness about these endings. But it's just like, yo, you don't understand, this stuff is being uprooted so that what you've really been like building and working for and waiting on can come in. It's like, just wait for it, wait, just wait. Anything else for the world reversed? Oh, I just saw the Hermit was, I think that was the Hermit that I saw. The Nine of Pentacles just fell out. So it's like, if you wait for it, bam, babe, just wait. Just wait. Especially if you are like, I feel like some of you are holding yourself in very high regards. Like, your fucking value. And that's something that's going to be coming in with Venus retrograding in Capricorn. There is going to be this deep reassessment of your value and who or what adds value. If it doesn't add value, what are we doing? And that's really the mood. That's really like the mindset. And value doesn't have to mean money. It's just like, are you fucking around with my peace? It's going to be different for everybody. But for some of you, this is very much so about money and abundance, prosperity, your health, your security, your stability. And definitely maybe somebody with Capricorn, Taurus, especially Capricorn, but Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. Very Capricorn and Virgo. I feel like if you are fucking around with somebody that has Capricorn or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements, they're really about to go from ashy to classy. They're like, it's like, I feel like you or something has awakened something in them. And I feel like they're really like done with their old paradigm and are putting in work and are ready to like lean into that abundance, that prosperity. It's very like divine, receptive, divine feminine energy, regardless of how you identify. And the other thing that came out, really, it was the Hermit that came out first. So it's like, wait, by your fucking self, or with people that actually add value. Virgos, 27. Virgos don't fuck around about their value. I told you this is definitely someone with like heavy Virgo energy. And so there has got to be some alone time for some of you, and this could be that through the fire, through the flood. For some of you, it's just like you just keep going and keep going and keep going until it comes. And then for some of you, there may be this period of stillness. Like, give yourself time to not burn out. Give yourself time to like reassess, to refine your process, to really like get specific with the divine about what exactly you want to manifest. Because what's between you getting what you have been praying for and putting the hard work and all that time in is you honoring yourself, honoring how you feel, getting away from society, getting away from the opinions of others, really tuning into your light, having your own personal version of Into the Wild, going into the wild of your heart and really figuring out what's going on with your internal GPS system. Is a recalibration needed? You know? Because I feel like some of you are judging people for decisions that they're making when hindsight's going to show you that they're just in alignment with like what they want and what they're ready to manifest. And they're going to get it. Ooh, I just heard if you don't, someone else will. So I don't know who that's for, but trust and believe there is a market for everything and everybody. And in order to like shed that heaviness shed the weight of judgment, shed the weight of insecurity and fear, it's going to take you clearing out your mind, what you think about things, what you've held to be true. There could just be like a really big shift in your beliefs. Jupiter is getting ready to go into Pisces in January. Y'all, our beliefs are going to be changing, and my ear just went out. Ah! Okay, please clarify the Four of Pentacles reversed. I did not expect this to go like this. This is not the energy I expected. And that was a little bit of a lot, but okay. Four of Cups. Wow. Are you fucking with me? Okay. That's how you may feel. It may be like, wow, all I had to do was really like evaluate my behavior. All I really had to do was like be willing to see my side of it. All I had to do was open myself up. All I had to do was stop being afraid. Stop being afraid to love, afraid to love myself, afraid to receive new love, to embark on a new relationship. All I had to do was open myself up to get this. The Nine of Cups, the Lovers, and then the Ace of Pentacles. What? All I had to do was put down what I was holding on to, what I was clinging to, this mindset of how it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to look, what I'm supposed to have, what I'm supposed to be by now. All I had to do was just like let that go. Forget all the terrible things that my parents said or that my friends said or that they didn't say or all the support I didn't receive. All the times that I had to just do it my fucking self. All you had to do is put that down. That fear that there's never going to be enough. That fear that you've always got to fight for, that you've got to go in it, that hyper masculine energy. All I had to do was lean out of that for once. Uncross my arms, show my heart. Only only to then get the opportunity to cross my arms in gratitude, in righteousness, earned righteousness, this earned self-awareness that comes in with the Nine of Cups. Because you have been willing, or are about to need to be willing, to do the emotional inventory, to assess, your role in things, and also to understand where the divine ends and you begin. Because I do feel like some of you may be blaming karma for the consequences of poor decisions. I love you. I'm sorry that stings. And it's weird, this TikTok that I did a while ago just came up to me, but it was like, karma didn't tell you to ignore your intuition. Karma didn't tell you to persist or pursue something that you knew just, karma didn't tell you to lie or withhold or omit. So I don't want anyone out here, if you're fucking with me, we're all going to be accountable for our actions. So just allow yourself to lovingly create a safe container where you can practice and exercise some self-awareness, because that's healthy. And being able to learn for your mistake, being able to say, damn, I made a mistake, I'll do better. And actually doing better? What? You can do that. That's how it feels. All that's going to be required of you is really putting down this old foundation, opening up, being willing. What did I say in the Venus retrograde video? There's something about being willing to let things be a good time, not a long time. So just enjoying things for what they are while you have them. Making sure, because this is a thing too, and I don't want this to be a long video, but okay. The thing is like, this feels like a very healthy order for me, for just in general. This feels logical to me. When you have done the spiritual work, the emotional inventory, when you feel really like, yeah, damn, like I did that, feeling really proud of yourself. When you know that you're like, you've reached the end of a chapter, you've accomplished some emotional goals, you've really acquired some maturity, you've acquired some wisdom, some lessons. You just know, when you level up spiritually or emotionally, when you feel grown, usually you have to bump your head a couple times, about 9 times, before you get there. And so it's like, once you have that, I keep hearing, to thine own self be true. This above all, to thine own self be true. Okay, I said it. Thank you. It's like, once you, some people, okay, and that's gonna thing. I feel like not even some of you, I'm saying this so that you are aware that there are some people that don't even know, like, to thine own self be true. Like, that don't even know what being true to themselves is, because they have not done any kind of work on being self-aware enough to know, like, who they are and what they actually like. And that may be you too, and that's okay. And I just want you to know, here's your sign, baby. This is what we're doing. Because I'm a reflection of you. You are a reflection of me. Is a reflection of my dad. Is a reflection of my roommate. Is a reflection of, you know what I mean? Like, we are all fractal reflections of each other. And so when someone does something that annoys you, know that you do something that annoys other people too. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's not that serious, but it is always, it's like, it's not that serious, but it is. It's not that deep, but it always is. It's deeper. You know what I mean? Everything is fake. Everything is fucking real. And there's a lot of comfort to be found there. And so once you have acquired a certain level of emotional maturity, until you've gotten there and like bumped your head a couple times, I feel like it's really hard to know how to pick a partner, because you can attract in all kind of people, all kinds of attention, and it's gonna be until you feel really proud of you that you are willing to like even notice that, damn, that person is fucking in awe of me, and that's appropriate. Thank you. Yes, you are allowed to be in awe of like my fucking dopeness, because I'm in awe of my dopeness. You know what I mean? And that's when like these vibrational matches get to come in. And that's when the divine can really hand you the time, energy, health, money that you need to walk through this gate and really enter and build a new life, a new paradigm for yourself in a way that you didn't expect. And I really feel like you are, all of us, we are all like defending ourselves against like the escapism, the fog, the fear of the unknown. Everything is fake and everything is real. So why not do what you want to do when you want to do it? Figure out how to make that happen. You can. You can. You can break the cycle and you can get out of the system. And some of you watching this have the ability to help other people break the cycle and get out of the system and make their dreams come true. And that's what's happening. Uranus is getting ready to go direct, and I can just feel it tugging. Like this Aquarius season is going to be so fucking crazy. I feel like there's just going to be really, really big shifts that we're going to be able to see in our physical world. And I was wishing for the Two of Cups to come up, because that's what I meant about this. Once you handle the Nine of Cups, then you know how to handle the 10 of Cups. You know what I mean? Once you get here, then you're able to choose really healthy, like-minded, appropriate people to have these healthy exchanges with. But either way, the divine is bringing in counterpart. Divine union is something that is definitely coming up in the collective. And I feel like if you got to start being real specific with the divine about what kind of people you want in your life and what kind of relationships you want in your life, because you can get that. You can get that. All right, final cards, final messages. Actually, okay, is there any advice that we need? Any advice that we need to handle all of this erratic energy? The Page of Wands. Page of Wands with the moon at the bottom of the deck. The sun and the moon are out. Look at that, in perfect opposition. I can't make this shit up. I don't give a fuck what I'm excited. I don't care if nobody else even understands what this is about. This is what a full moon looks like. This is what it does. And so even in the imagery, I've been reading all day. It's like the synchronicities. Sometimes it can be exhausting, and I feel like I'm just gonna burst out of my fucking skin and, I don't know, become a fucking star or a nebula. Like, I don't know what's happening. It's weird. There's just a lot of there's a lot of synchronicity coming in. Okay. And the advice that we need is to initiate new relationships with ourselves so that we can fearlessly go into the unknown bits of our subconscious mind, the unknown bits of our dreams, forming a new relationship with the divine feminine, forming a new relationship with ourselves so that we can have healthier relationships with the divine feminine. Having healthier connections in regards to secrets and illusions, initiating maybe a new relationship with your mother or grandmother or baby mother or something of that nature. There is this ability to get unstuck if we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to be honest, to like put our weapons down and to stop pushing. Because once you stop pushing and surrender, bam, wish upon a star. I love you. You got this.